Welcome to classes on organic chemistry. Today's class is purification and classification of organic compound, and specifically I have chosen out the topic empirical formula and molecular formula. Today's class is structured aiming on the entrance exam, also NCERT, CBSE and state exam. And it is very important because I have solved out a lot of questions of previous aims, AIEEE, JEE, NEET, PMT, KCAT, medical and Roadkey, a lots of exams questions I have assembled all together, and today I will solve out each and every problem. You minutely follow. I think that you will get a lot of things to solve out the problem in a very short time. So first of all, what is empirical formula? I have defined in a very simple and precise manner. I have not written each and everything because for solving out the problems, the preliminary idea is required, and you just follow this definition, very simple definition. That is, empirical formula of a substance is the whole number ratio of an atoms of elements in a molecule of compound. It is not the exact formula, it is a whole number ratio of the formula. I will take an example and I will explain the fact in details. And molecular formula of a substance is the exact number of atoms of element of a molecule in a compound. I will take example and explain this a very simple way. Just I have written the formula of glucose and ribose and acetic acid and formic acid to explain the fact of empirical formula and the molecular formula. Let's see. We have seen that in each of the formula of the glucose, ribose and acetic acid and formic acid, the formula is C6H12, C6H10O5 and C4H2O2 and CH2O. It is known to you. You can very easily find the formula anywhere, and I think it is known to you all. But the main fact is that in each and every formula, the part CH2O, 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 CH2O are common. But this common term is multiplied by 6 one time, 5 other time, 2 other time, 1. Means this CH2O is empirical one and this is n times. That is, CH2O is 6 times, CH2O is 5 times, CH2O is twice, CH2O once. Means its empirical formula is CH2O, and that 6 is nothing but n. N is equal to here 6, 5, 2, 1. Means molecular formula is equal to empirical formula into this n. This is the simple thing. molecular formula, empirical formula into n, or in other words, you can write n is equal to, how can you it is known, that's why you have calculated 6, 5, 2 and 1 n. But for unknown compound, it may not be possible for you to find out the number of n, how much time this empirical formula is multiplied or repeated, that is n. So it may not be known to you. So what is the formula? How to find out? N is equal to molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass. You just take the formula, empirical for mass of empirical formula, you take out, and molecular mass of the compound, total compound, you take it above, and this molecular mass of the, take the ratio of these two, you will find n. If you take out the molecular mass of this one and take out the unit of this one, molecular mass of this one above and unit of empirical formula below, you will get 6. Molecular mass of this one above, molecular mass of this unit is below, you will get the value of n is equal to 2. That is, molecular formula is nothing but empirical formula into n. If it is required to find out the n, that n is equal to molecular mass of the substance is divided by empirical formula mass of that substance. This is the formula, and very often these two formula will come in need in solving the problem. I will check out each and every one in details. And another one is molecular formula is equal to twice into vapor density. So basing upon these two formulae, we will solve out each and every problem. Let us take example which appeared in these type of AIMS, AEE, AIEEE, JEE, NEET, PMT, CEET, road key, etc., JEE, mains, a lots of questions I am going to solve out. I've taken the first one from this type of exam, very simple one. Empirical formula of a substance is found to be this, and it is given this, and vapor density is equal to 30, and molecular formula. You were asked to find out molecular formula. So CH2O is the empirical formula. Am I right? Vapor density is given. So we know molecular mass is equal to 2 into vapor density. So this is equal to 60. Am I right? So from these hints, we have calculated the molecular mass of the substance with the help of the very simple formula. Nothing to explain. It is 60. And now what its empirical formula mass? It is 12 plus 2 plus 16. This is 30. So since empirical formula is given, we know that molecular formula is equal to n into empirical formula. The formula is molecular formula is equal to n into empirical formula. So we need here to find out n. Now what is the formula of that n? N is equal to molecular mass of the substance, molecular mass of substance divided by empirical formula mass, and molecular formula from vapor density we have calculated 60, and empirical formula I have calculated as 30. So here n is equal to 2. Therefore molecular mass, molecular formula is equal to n into empirical formula. N is equal to 2. Empirical formula is CH2O. Answer is C2H4O2. Or sometimes n is given here, this is multiplied like this, you can give here, you can give here, no harm, answer is same. So your molecular formula is this. I think it is very simple, nothing to explain. The question is very simple again. Just you go through the question and then we will start solving out the question within a minute or fraction of minutes. In an organic substance, the amount of carbon is found to be 48 gram and hydrogen is 8 gram and nitrogen is 56 gram. Volume of 1 gram of compound is found to be 200 ml at STP. What is the molecular formula of this one? This part, you forget about the second part first. First you see the carbon is equal to 48, hydrogen is equal to 8 gram and nitrogen is equal to 56 gram. We will first calculate the mole of carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. Then mole is equal to number of mole is equal to weight given is equal to mass of that substance. Yes, weight by m. So this is equal to 48 and its mass is 12 and this is again 8, mass is 1 and this is 56, mass is this. Let us calculate. The answer is this. Am I right? So next one is simple ratio. Simple ratio of this one. You take a just divide and find out the simple ratio. You divide all through by 4. You are getting 1:2:2. 1:2:1. So what we have got here is empirical formula is equal to carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen in the ratio 1:1. This is empirical formula. Now we need to find out what n number. So n is equal to molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass. Now question is that the main compound is not given to us. We are to find out the molecular formula of that compound. If the molecular mass formula of this compound is given, we very easily can calculate the molecular mass of that compound, but it is not given, it is missing. And empirical formula mass is given. From this we can calculate ourselves. This will be 12 plus 2 plus 14. This is 28. I think this is 28. So here one is given, other is missing, and this is the twist. And that missing part you need to calculate it. From this second part, volume of 1 gram of compound is found to be 200 ml at STP. Means 200 ml at STP gives the compound in 200 ml. The compound is 1 gram. Therefore, in 22400 ml in standard unit, this is that amount is 112. Very simple calculation, a very class 5, 6, 7 calculation is there, nothing else. I have just taken in 200 ml, it is 1 gram, and 224 in the standard STP is volume is equal to this ml. It is known to you, and this is equal to this. So that amount now n is equal to 112 divided by 28. And this is equal to 4. Now, what is the molecular formula now? Very simple. Molecular formula is equal to empirical formula CH2N. We have already calculated, and that is N is equal to here 4 times C4H18N4. Very simple calculation. Nothing to explain again. It is very simple. Only the twist is that volume of 1 gram compound is found to be 20 ml at STP, means 20 ml of that compound contains 1 gram. So we need to find out 2240 ml contains how much gram? 128 gram. This is the molecular mass of this compound, unknown compound, and this compound is now calculated as C4H8N4. So now again question very simple. You may not understand how to do. Now when I will start solving the problem, you can find out the way to solve out the problem. Incomplete combustions of Incomplete combustion of an organic 1.4 gram of an organic compounds, organic substance produce 1.8 gram of water. And what is the uh, empirical formula of this compound? Means So simple calculation, 1.8 gram of on water, 1.8 gram of water is produced from 1.4 gram of an organic substance, means 18 gram means 1 mole. 1 mole of water will produce 14 gram of organic substance. Now what is that compound which produce whose or what is the organic compound whose molecular mass is 14 gram? This is carbon and hydrogen. Must compound consist of carbon and hydrogen only. So carbon is 12 and hydrogen is equal to 2, 12 and 2. So empirical formula of this compound will be this. Simple, nothing else. On synthesis of an organic compound, it is found that the compound contain carbon equal to 74%, hydrogen is equal to 8.65%, nitrogen equal to 17.3%. What is empirical formula of that compound? So here carbon is equal to 74, hydrogen is equal to 8.65, and nitrogen is equal to 17.3. So if you want to find out once again the number of moles of carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen, so we'll divide it by atomic number of this mass, weight of this carbon equal to 74 by 12, and it is 86 by 1, it is 73 by 14. So this is number of moles, am I right? Number of mole. Now if you divide it, first bar. Whenever we have got we have got this result 6.17, 8.65, 1.23. The lowest ratio, the value is 1.23. If you divide all through by this number, we will getting 1.23 divided all through by 1.23. This will become 1 and this will become 12. 7 12 84 is equal to approximate 7 and 5 12 60 is equal to 5. That is whole number ratio equal to 5, 7 and 1. We have just divided the lowest value, divided each and every value by the lowest value to get the simple ratio. Am I right? So the empirical formula of this compound is equal to carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. Carbon is equal to 5, hydrogen is equal to 7 and nitrogen is equal to 1. Again, it is very simple. You simple calculate in this way. The answer is this. Again, the question is, the empirical formula of a compound is found to be C2H5O and molecular weight of this compound is 90. What is the molecular formula of this one? Empirical formula, very simple. Empirical formula is equal to C2H5O, and what is empirical formula? Mass is equal to 24 plus 5 plus 16. Molecular mass weight is equal to 90. Now N is equal to molecular weight by this is equal to 2. So what is empirical formula? That is molecular formula is equal to empirical formula into N, that is equal to C4H10O2. Again, it is very simple. Just you go through the question and strike out what is to be do. And very simple. Within a minute, you can calculate it yourself. Again, very simple questions. In an organic compound, percentage of carbon is 54.5 and percentage of hydrogen is 9.1 and percentage of oxygen equal to 36.4. You are asked to find out the empirical formula of that compound. Now, very simple. You write carbon is equal to 54/5, hydrogen 9.1, oxygen is equal to 36.4, and as earlier you find out the number of mole. 54/5 divided by 12, 1. So simplest ratio, again you just you divide the lowest value, all the values with the help of this lowest value 2.2, you are getting approximately this value is equal to 2, this value is equal to 4 and this is equal to 1. So again your empirical formula is CHO, carbon is equal to 2, hydrogen is equal to 4 and oxygen is equal to 1. Again this question is very simple to solve out. The question is again simple. In an organic compound, it is found that the percentage of carbon is equal to 80 and percentage of hydrogen equal to 20%. What is the compound? A bit twisted. What is the compound? So carbon is equal to 80 and hydrogen is equal to 20. Again you find out number of mole, 80, 12, 20 by 2. Ratio, simplest ratio, you simply assume 6.6, approximately it is 6.5, more than 5 you assume it approximately 7, you assume it equal to 21. Nothing to do complicated problem here. So you will get 1:3. So the empirical formula of this compound is equal to this CH3, and formula of this compound is again the question is, on an organic compound has 50% C and 50% oxygen, and approximate molecular weight of this compound is 290. What is the molecular formula of this compound? Now carbon equal to 50% and oxygen is equal to 50%. So number of mole is equal to so simplest ratio here is, you just avoid these two. Simplest ratio is equal to 4 and 3. So empirical formula is equal to C4 and O3. Now you are given the approximate molecular mass or molecular weight of the substance is 290. So we need to find out N. Am I right? So empirical formula, mass equal to 96 and molecular weight is given as 290. Therefore N is equal to 290 divided by 96. Three, 2.88 something, approximately 3. Therefore molecular formula is equal to C4O3 all thing 3 equal to C12O9. Very simple one. Again 64 gram of an organic compound contain 24 gram of carbon, 8 gram of hydrogen and rest is oxygen. So carbon is equal to 24 and hydrogen is equal to 8, means it is 32, and total compound is 64. 64 minus 32 is equal to 32, and that amount is equal to oxygen. Very simple calculation. You are given carbon is equal to 24, hydrogen is equal to 8, and rest is oxygen, means 64 minus this to 32, means oxygen is equal to 32. So we have calculated this one. Now you will find out the mole, and that is equal to 24 by 12, 8 by 1, 32 by 16 is equal to 2, 8, 2. Now simplest ratio, you divide all through by 2, you are getting 1, 4, 1. So empirical formula is equal to CHO is equal to CH4O. This is the empirical formula of this compound. Till now, we have seen each and every questions are of the same type, a bit difference, a bit twist, and we have done it in a same manner. Yes, the next question is percentage of carbon is to percentage of hydrogen is 6.1 and percentage of carbon is to percentage of oxygen is equal to 3:4. You are asked to find out the empirical formula. The question was asked in IIT Roorkee. It is a bit tough, not too much tough, and you just follow and see the fact. Carbon, the fact lies here. You see, here carbon is equal to 6, but here carbon is equal to 3. You need to do here is just you make the ratio of carbon in both the fraction unequal. So just you multiply the upper C with this lower value of C and lower C with the upper value of C. So what you get here is, so very simply you can see that carbon is 18 and carbon is 18. Therefore, carbon is to hydrogen is to oxygen is equal to 18 is to 3 is to 24. If you make the fraction in a simpler form, dividing all through by 3, you are getting 6 is to 1 is to 8. This is the percentage of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen from this ratio or condition we have derived. So whenever you have got this one, it is as earlier I have done that carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and here you assume 6, 1, 8 and number of mole is equal to 6 by 12, 1 by 1, 8 by it is 16. Am I right? You know it earlier. In my earlier problems I have already mentioned this one. So simplest ratio is equal to half means 0.5 and this is 1 and this is again 0.5. So if you make it whole number, so multiply all through by 2, what you are getting here is 1 2 1. Therefore empirical formula is equal to CHO. C is 1 1 and here 2. This is the answer. The question is very short, but you need to do simple thing and you keep it in your mind. Next and last of today's class is the question is again very simple, but the fact is that some of you may not know the molecular formula of urea. If you know the molecular formula of urea, you can very easily find the percentage of nitrogen in urea. So the formula of urea is NH2CO NH2, and if you find the molecular mass and that molecular mass is equal to 60.2, no need to write 60.2, write just 60. Am I right? And what is the amount of nitrogen here? 2 nitrogen, 1 nitrogen is 14 and 14. They are 14 plus 14. You are getting 28. Now simple calculation in a very preliminary class 4, 5, 6 calculation is there. That is 60 gram of urea contain nitrogen is equal to 28 gram. Therefore, 1 gram of urea contain nitrogen is equal to 60 by 28 by 60. So since you are asked to find the percentage, so unitary method in a very simple way we can do, and I think it is 46.6, or precisely you can do, I think it is like this. So this is all about today's class on empirical and molecular formula, basing upon the solution of different kind of questions appeared in AIMS, AIE, JEE, NEET, PMT, NKCAT, medical, and so also with other different exam along with IIT, different IIT, Roorkee, etc. Hope you have enjoyed the class a lot. I will be back with new type of solution or year solution of different entrance exam in the next class. Please follow the class, subscribe the class. Thanks a lot for watching the class.